Hello guys, and welcome to another tech suit review. Today we're going to cast our attention to another lesser known brand, Aquarius Swimwear. Now I have reviewed one of their jammers in the past, the MySkin IO, which is their current flagship. Today we have an older model of theirs, but also a cheaper model. This is the MySkin Sensation, which comes in at €175. So for those who are looking for a suit that maybe isn't as pricey as the most expensive from Speedo Arena tier, but don't want a complete entry-level model, the €175 price tag might suit you perfectly. Now the suit comes in this rather useless little cardboard box. Inside the cardboard box when the suit is brand new, there is some labels and a silicone baggie, but beyond that there's no real means of storage for the suit. I did try using this cardboard box at meets for the previous model. It got squashed, it got wet, it got soggy, and it became even more useless. So for now I just use it at home for storage. But for meets, that means I have to take this very much loose in my bag, which I'd rather not do. The Sensation comes in two different color schemes. One that I have here with a black front and a green back, and one that is the complete opposite, green on the front, black on the back. And I do think that it's a really cool and eye-catching design. When I've worn this for some training swims, and some of the kids who I coach were waiting around before their session, quite a few mentioned it looking like a very cool suit. And I think that might be for a couple of reasons. First and foremost, I think generally this is a very nice aesthetic, but also because not a lot of suits on the market use a green color, especially not one as bold as this. I know there's a few Speedo suits that do use green, but this is very much unique in how it looks. I like it, maybe you do too. The material is a combination of 70% polyamide and 30% elastane. And Aquarius have spoken a lot about this being one of the lightest suits on the market. Personally, I find it obviously to not be as hefty as something like the Tier Venzo, Mizuno GX Sonic 3, Finney's Rival 2.0. It is not as featherweight as some of the suits such as the Tira Victor and Arena Carbon Air Squared, making it definitely at the lighter end, but not in a way that I'd say if you need a light suit, this is the standout option on the market. For the most part, the suit is single layered. On the front, there is obviously some dual lining for modesty, and on the back, all the way down the glutes, there is an extended area of dual lining as well. The IO had this, and it's quite a curious effect because you really feel it squeezing in a little bit extra over your glutes. While the structure of this suit, being polyamide and elastane, is nothing out of the ordinary, it does have its own sort of weird feel to the suit, and it is slightly different to competitor models. The material is the same material that is used in combination with the MySkin IO's carbon fiber mix, and in that suit it allows a little bit more mobility and a little less compression in certain areas. So obviously that makes this, in comparison, a much less compressive and a much more mobile suit. The material unfortunately does have some obvious drawbacks, and water repellency is one of them. Not only do I not feel that water repellent propulsion when I dive in the pool with this suit, but it also stays soggy for a long period of time after you race. It retains water hugely, and when you get out, it is soaking through, as you can see in one of the vlogs where I first tested this suit out. Now for one-off races, that may not be a huge issue, but if you plan on having this as your only suit, one that you want to be wearing for multiple races a session, for multiple sessions a day, that is going to be really quite bad. You don't want to be sitting around in a wet, cold jammer between races, and you want a suit to be able to dry out fully if you plan on wearing it for the next session or even the next day. And this is somewhere where this suit is going to struggle with. I'm going to now put the suit on and talk a little bit more about the performance. Put the suit on, it's pretty average in terms of fitting it. It's not as easy as some suits I've tried these days, but it's definitely not one of them crazy long ones where you're going to be in the change rooms half an hour. It's sort of like a 2, 3, 4 minute affair, which is all right. I have a size 26 in this. Aquarius recommended I went up a size than what I wore in the IO, which was a 24. I don't know how I feel about that. I definitely could have been in a size lower. The fit is okay. It's a slightly weird fit. The waist definitely comes higher up on the back than it does on the front. Making this comfortable was a big priority when designing it for Aquarius. They actually opted against having the usual rubber grippers around the quadriceps. Instead, they've got this slight papery material that doesn't have any extra tightness or squeeze, making it a lot more comfortable, but not as secure. Not that I've had any problems with it whatsoever. The waistband is pretty standard, like your sort of football shorts style that you get in a lot of suits. Another reason it's very comfortable is because there isn't a lot of compression going on. It's nowhere near the upper echelons of suits, and it even feels lacking compared to, say, the Tira Victor and Air Squared, which are the other more sort of free to move suits on the market today. It also feels like it fits a little weird in certain areas, especially where there's seams. Around the groin is a lot of bunching, and the same goes for down the sides of the suit on this seam here, that they say is specially made for Aquarius suits and much more reinforced than other brands out there. Again, I've not had any problems with the seams of this suit, but I've not worn it millions of times either. So I will say it's a very comfortable suit, but not one for those who are looking for the utmost compression. Fortunately, Aquarius do offer a suit for that market, and that's where their IO steps in. The carbon material is a lot tighter, and it really does lock you in comparison. I have to be completely honest and say I wasn't blown away by the performance of this suit. The lack of water repellency was really noticeable, and even on the dive and the turn, I didn't even feel like I was wearing a tech suit. The same has to be said towards the end of the race, where I normally get some sort of boost from the compression or lift from the taping that really helps me through that last 25. And with this suit, when I died, I just died. And I didn't again feel any real benefits to the suit. I'm not going to talk a whole lot more about this model, and unfortunately it didn't really hit the mark for me. And even at a slightly cheaper price of 175 euros, I can't see a whole lot of reason that this would be the suit for you, beyond the slightly cool aesthetic of the black front, green back. Aquarius do make a lot better suit if you do want to check this brand out, and that would be the MySkin IO model that I've reviewed previously, and you should check out. Regardless of my thoughts on the suit, I really hope you enjoyed me looking at a brand and a suit that you may not have heard of until this point. And if you have heard of Aquarius and even tried Aquarius, let me know what you think in the comments. Maybe you had a much more positive experience. After all suits affect people differently. As always, thank you for watching. Give a thumbs up on the video. Let the other swimmers on your team know about the channel, and I'll see you on the next video. Thanks again.